Hi, my name is Ali Terracino, and I am currently interning at the Center for Service and Social Justice. And today I have here with me Mr. Matt Gaddis, and he is here to talk about his organization, Camp Freedom PA. And we just want to say thank you so much for agreeing to talk with us today. So,
Sure, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
my first question is, what does your organization do to help serve the community?
Well, there's a great need in our community, and a lot of people aren't aware of it, but there's so many veterans in our surrounding area and first responders who are struggling their way through life because of traumas they've experienced, because of events that they've encountered in life, because of going overseas in combat scenarios, and an array of other issues. So what we do is we have 1,800 acres right outside of Carbondale, and we do outdoor adventures for disabled veterans, disabled first responders, their family members, and Gold Star families. And so we do that here on our 1,800 acres, where we hike and we bike and we walk and we fish and we do shooting sports and hunting and water sports. If it can be done outside, we do it. So we serve the local veterans, the local first responders, but we also bring a great amount of volume and business to the area too.
That's wonderful. I'm sure they're very appreciative of everything. So my next question is, what do you find is the most important needs of the community that you work with?
Well, the segment of the community that we work with has a lot of different needs. When you're talking about the community that has disabilities involved in their life, there's physical, there's mental, there's everything in between. And so we always have to be ready to serve people. At the end of the day, that's what we do. Whether their disabilities are physical, whether their disabilities are mental, we've just learned that it's all about serving people and caring for people and loving people. And so that's what our entire staff is geared towards. If we take care of people, it really doesn't matter what the activity is that we're participating in. We're just all about caring for people and caring for them well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very nice. And once again, I'm sure like you have a lot of people and they're all very appreciative, especially because you extend it all to the family as well. My next question is if,
We do it all free of charge also.
oh, wow. Okay. So my next question, if you have or have not been, has your organization been affected by COVID-19?
Sure. As a nonprofit organization, we depend on the donations of individuals and corporations and those who are behind us and support us. And so our economy has been greatly impacted due to COVID-19. And because of that, giving in all nonprofit organizations is down. And so it's been a struggle as far as contributions, financial support in those areas. But the bigger issue is with isolation and the forced isolation that we've all been placed into because of COVID-19. When you have a mental disability and you are forced into isolation, isolation is already your enemy. And when you're forced into isolation, we have seen a huge spike in those who are struggling and critical cases of those who are struggling mentally. We used to go from 1 to 3, what we would call critical cases per month, to where during the entire COVID crisis, we've seen 5 to 7 critical cases per week. It has just gone through the roof. If you look at any of the real statistics out there, you always hear about 22 suicides among veterans a day. During this time of the last 6 to 8 months, we've seen numbers recorded as high as 38, 39, 42 suicides per day. Anytime you force people into isolation, mental instability becomes a part of the reality. And if you've already started in a mental difficult place and you add isolation to it, there's no telling just how many people are struggling with that as a result of COVID. That's the downside of when you force an isolation scenario. There's not only the economic fallout, but there's also the fallout which we see, which is that mental war that goes on within because of being isolated.
Yeah, I know. I mean, being isolated is insane and it doesn't help anybody at the end of the day. It just makes you almost go crazy and it's even worse. It's a bad result in the end, unfortunately. So my
Yeah, it is, and I'm glad to see in states that have opened things back up more quickly than our state has.
Mhm.
They're seeing a quick turnaround in the stability of individuals because they're getting back to some sense of normalcy. So hopefully, our state will get on board soon and really open more stuff back up.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Um, my last question is, are there any specific ways that people can be involved in this organization, volunteer or?
We rely, as any nonprofit, you don't have a lot of funding to hire a lot of people.
Mhm.
So we rely very heavily on our volunteers, and we have volunteers here on a daily basis. Some people come once a week. Some people come 3 times a week, rather. Some people come 1 time a month. But we really rely heavily on volunteers, and we have such a wide array of need that people could literally do anything from walking a trail and trimming back brush on a trail or working heavy machinery. We have all kinds of heavy equipment to doing manual labor. We're doing a project right now on renovating one of our barns. We literally have work from hard labor to running machines to administrative work. So we have needs for everything. And we're always looking for great volunteers who understand our cause and what we're all about.
Well, that's wonderful. And I know the main reason I'm holding these interviews is to get the word out about different opportunities around the area and different places people can volunteer. So it's wonderful. And I'm sure there's a lot of people, because I personally know a lot of people that are very into like working with veterans because they've had family members in the military and stuff. So it's definitely like an amazing thing you're doing. And I'm sure everyone in the community really appreciates it.
Definitely thank you for getting the word out. We appreciate it. And all these patches that are behind me on this wall represent individuals who have been here and who have been impacted by the mission that we carry out. It's amazing how far a little bit of a new vision, a little bit of a new purpose, a little bit of a new hope will take somebody who's struggling and bring them back into a position, or take them for the first time into a position where they experience just some joy, some happiness, some hope looking towards their future. And it's real exciting to participate in that.
Yes. Thank you so much again for talking with me, and I can't wait to see like what happens to your organization when stuff starts really opening up again.
If there's any students that need somewhere to intern, pass the word. We need lots of interns.
Will do.